Mayor, you may proceed.
Thank you, Max. It is Wednesday, September 22nd, 2021. This is a virtual meeting of the Wilmington Baltimore Avenue Streetscape Task Force. Out of an abundance of caution, we are not conducting in-person meetings, but they are virtual. I am in the anchor room, the commissioner's room, to allow the public to come if they want. Everybody else, I think, is at their home office. Welcome, everybody. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 9 o'clock on the dot. Thank you very much. With that, I want to do roll call. If you would, raise your hand and hold it there for just a second so that we can, it's easier to do a count after the fact sometimes. I'm going to do the roll call. Jenny Burton, owner of landlord of the shops at 33 Baltimore and the shops at Rehoboth Mews.
Present.
Thank you, Jenny. Frank Cole, owner Atlantic Cycles and Sea Change Cycles, plus Bob's Bicycles.
Present.
Thank you, Frank. Frank Cooper, resident. You're muted, but I see you mouthing that you're here.
Present.
Daniel Fosnot, manager Oceanus Motel.
Present.
Hello, Daniel. Randy Haney, owner Blue Moon Restaurant.
I'm here.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Randy. Patty Hoffman, owner of Stitch Statch. There she just came on. David Mariner, executive director, Camp Rehoboth. Not in attendance right now. Howard Menaker, resident.
Present.
See you, Howard. Alex Moore and Elise Moore gave me advance notice that they are unable to attend. Bob Pomerantz, owner of Brighton Suites and owner of Hunt and Lane Building and retail shop on second block of Wilmington.
Here.
Hi,
Thank
Bob. Joe Baker, owner Henlope and Oyster House and Blue Hen Restaurants. Does he come on board? Yes, there is. Hi, Joe. Commissioner Edward Chernowski, representing Main Street.
Good morning, President.
See you, Commissioner. And I am Mayor Stan Mills. We have a quorum that's at least 8 members out of 15 present, so we are able to formally conduct business. Thank you for being here. I want to welcome everybody else that's watching. I have not identified any of the public that's pre-registered to speak. This is intended to be a very short meeting to approve minutes and also get an update on our public workshop that's coming up. In terms of the minutes, you'll recall that they're a little more detailed than we've done previously because we wanted to capture each individual member's comments on the streetscape concept that's presented by Rossi so that we could memorialize it in these particular set of minutes and be able to pass them along to the Board of Commissioners. With that, we're going to go to approval of the minutes of the meeting held on August 4th, 2021. They were created by doing a transcript. It may or may not have your exact words, but it should capture the flavor of it pretty darn close because, again, these were created from transcripts of the meeting. Are there any that have identified any corrections or changes that need to be made to the minutes, the draft minutes of August 4th? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve and then a second.
Mayor, in keeping with tradition, I move that we adopt the minutes.
I second.
Howard's first in there. And who gave the second?
Frank Cooper.
Frank, all right. We have a motion by Howard Menaker and a second by Frank Cooper to adopt or approve the minutes of the August 4th meeting as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Hold your hand up so we can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got a full complement. Everybody, Frank Cooper, I don't see you. Oh, yeah, you're in the middle. Okay. And they are unanimously approved. Thank you very much. Again, they will be at some point passed on to the commissioners for their knowledge, probably right after the workshop meeting so that they can read your comments. With that, we're going to go to the next item of business, and that is correspondence, and I have not had any correspondence identified. With that, we'll go to the first item of old business, update on Streetscape Public Workshop of September 29th, 2021, to be held in our convention center from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. We're hoping that each of you can attend. You can choose to use your minutes for comments to be passed on to the commissioners, but you can also have the choice of attending that meeting or looking at the same display online on the DelDOT website or the City of Rehoboth website and submitting additional comments. So we look forward to that. I just wanted to share with you very quickly that we've tried to do our best to advertise and notice this public workshop. We've issued press releases in the Cape Gazette. We have had individual mailings, almost 400 individual mailings to property owners, businesses, and residents within and immediately outside the project area. So we didn't just take those within the project area. We actually went over to the first 2 blocks of Maryland, the first 2 blocks of Delaware, to invite those folks in also to take a peek and comment. The information also posted to the city websites, on the DelDOT website, posted on city media, and featured in the city's email digital newsletter that goes out. So hopefully we get good attendance. And again, I'm looking forward to seeing as many of you there as possible. Are there any comments or questions on that particular thing? Howard Menaker, yes, sir.
Mayor, how are comments that come from the public at that workshop going to be recorded? And will you send those back out to the task force so that we can see them at the same time the mayor and commissioners review them? Or how is that public process going to move forward?
Yeah, this whole public workshops being the template for it is DelDOT workshops. So there will be different easels and stations there with display boards. So you'll walk along from left to right, panel number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc., and be able to look at the introductory verbiage at the beginning, look at the concepts on the different streets, and even we're throwing in there some panels on relocating or not the Beach Patrol building and the restrooms, just to get feedback from different constituencies on that. The DelDOT has their own form that we found is adequate for what we need. And then Rossi and DelDOT will be collecting that information and compiling it. And then, yes, we can distribute that to the task force at the same time we distribute it to commissioners. I'm sure everybody would be interested in knowing what the public at large and other business colleagues are saying about it.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yes, sir. Any other questions on that? Commissioner Stronowski? You're muted, Ed.
Sorry about that. Will representatives from the Rossi Group be there to answer questions for people from the public? Or do you suspect that if we're in attendance, we'll be answering the questions for the public?
No, I don't have any part for the task force in this public workshop other than to come and be observers and provide comments. For most of the displays stations, there will be a representative either from DelDOT or Rossi or the city there to be able to answer questions. Some of the displays don't need any representatives there to explain anything, such as the title board or the board explaining that we got funds from the TAP and things like that.
Right. Thank
Good.
you.
Thank you very much. Any other questions?
Yes.
Frank Cooper,
Mayor,
yes, sir.
I'm kind of surprised at the role of DelDOT in this, considering I'm not aware of any input from them in this proceeding, and they're going to be answering questions about what we've done. I'm confused about that. Can you clarify?
Well, we've mentioned from the beginning that DelDOT is a partner in this because funding is coming through DelDOT. And so they have a say-so. You might recall, or maybe not, you won't recall that That's why part of the focus was on the travel lanes and the bicycle routing, because that is the focus of DelDOT. So they've been a partner in this from the beginning. They certainly have their own perspective. And that's why, if you recall, we talked about funding of undergrounding. That is something that DelDOT has no interest in and would provide zero funding for, because it's not in their particular interests, of transportation modes and things like that. So they are a partner. It's advertised somewhat heavily because it's on their website and everything. It surprised me a little bit, frankly, that they were able to dominate in that so much. But that's where the money's coming from. And regardless, we are the ones, the mayor and the commissioners will be the ones making the heavy-duty decisions. Thank you, Frank.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Anybody else? If not, we'll move on. New business. There's no new business identified. I've gone through task force comments. I don't see any citizens were identified to comment. Review future meeting dates to be determined. If you recall, I said we are on hold until we are tasked further from the Rossi Group or from the mayor and commissioners to get together again. Most likely it would be sometime into the future to after we get some funding and go to engineering and we start looking at amenity selection. So there's still a role for this task force. It's just that we might be on hiatus for a little bit. With that, good of the order, is there any last comments? All righty. Well, I want to thank you very much. Got you up early today. Nobody could sleep in. We appreciate your attendance. And with that, we're going to adjourn this meeting at 9:13 a.m. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.